Greetings, my friends. I am Gilles Mansillon. I wanted to come and wish you a good day. I wanted to remind you to subscribe to my Telegram channel. I'm not really sure of those videos I'm going to put online, what's going to be happening with this channel, but hopefully it's going to stay. But otherwise, please stay in touch through on my Telegram channel or Instagram. I'm also on Instagram to show my art, although I don't have much visibility over there. I will go into a more professional. I will shift, and very soon I'm going to shift all my communication to a next level to change all that. But for now, we have to accept the now. We are going through a very important period. I'm going to discuss some ideas that are personal, but hopefully they will resonate with you, as well as show some paintings and pull out some oracles at the end. We have this new moon, this black moon that is going on right now. Just as the sun is entering Virgo, the moon is entering in the same time. So it is a very, very powerful time for purification. And this Virgo is Hestia or Vesta, those two planets that are very important, that are all about authenticity, sincerity, authenticity. They're very, very high frequency planets. And Virgo is Hestia, is Vesta. Hestia in Greek, Vesta in Latin. That reveal the perfection, that reveals the purity that always has been there, but couldn't be seen because there were layers of consciousness that were still slowing us down. So it's very important to complete, to transcend all of the soul contract. As for me, I know I've had many, many hundreds and hundreds of past lives, incarnation on this planet, which is normal, like most people. But I had this one lifetime where I ascended my physical body. So I ascended into the realm of purity. But I wanted more. I wanted to discover the whole truth of God. So I returned into the samsara. I returned from the pure into the impure in order to integrate the whole truth of God, which is the pure and the impure. Because of the fact that I ascended, I had many certain privilege, also because of my origin. Privilege, I was a little bit pampered. I incarnated in many times in places of great places of authority, of power, like the elites and so on, like royalties and all that. I also had lifetime as a free spirit, in the spirit of nature, because there was those two parts of me, one is simple and spiritual, and the other one is about power and the energy of administration of larger bodies of reality. So it's like, but every time we incarnate within a position of power, if we are not totally lucid, we may make mistakes. And when we make mistakes, there is a karma that is being created. So in between each and every lifetime, we are able to balance out a lot of energy, and we plan our next lifetime in relationship to what we seek to balance out. But there were energies that we say we're going to place at the end of time. We'll be more able to deal with that. We don't want to deal with that. And now we are at the final incarnation in the physical, in this lower frequency, these lower energies. The last time we incarnate on the planet of duality for most light workers. And so we have to handle and accept that there is karmic condition that we need to balance out. But a lot of people wants, and I too. It's like a lot of it's very. Sometimes we want to hold on to the old ways. We want to hold down to our vices. We want to hold down to negative, not so positive relationships. So for me, I've done a lot of work on letting go, releasing, breathing, and creating a new reality over it. It's like on a canvas. If you don't like something, you create something else on top of it. You just don't go in circle and like trying to fix little things. But usually there is always a sense and meaning to what is already there. So it's just about finding the solution in relationship to what's already there. But sometimes we just need to recreate something on top of it. Life is a blank canvas. So it is important to realize also that for all those who were born before the 90s, we were really anchored, our energy was really of the old world. And so we wanted to really experience both the old and the new, the transition really hard. Everybody that's born after the 90s or during the 90s and beyond are already programmed for the new world energies. So it is more of a challenge. My master guy told me this: you wanted to incarnate at this time to experience the shift in depth, but you have to bite the bullets, because So we're always used to be born royalty. It's a lot easier. My spirit guide explained to me it's a lot easier when you don't have to do anything, because everything comes to you naturally. But here it's like. I wanted to explore the whole range of human experience, so I experienced somewhere in the middle, and so but it's and so it's like, I understand that all the young people are really already have much. They don't need to think about it. They already adapted to the new world for the most part. They have certain advantages, but everybody was born at the right time in the right place for the right reason. Although we don't understand it all. When things happen, and we have to accept that we're balancing out energies from many past life in order to be free at the end. So it is there is a spirit. I invite you, and we invite him to work with us. His name is Metatron. Metatron is a great archangel, but he's also the first ascended master. It is Enoch, the spirit Enoch of the Bible, was the first being who fused with his I Am presence, and he became Metatron. So he's a very, very powerful being. It's the Metatronic light, is the dualistic light that we see in the physical world, and it is good to activate this Metatronic cube, which is like a Merkaba within our heart, and as well as we can also put ourselves in a Metatronic egg, is something, a complete protection, and just tuning into the light that nothing can penetrate. But as soon as the ego takes over and the mind takes over, the eggs dissipate. But Colon Metatron is the Lord of Light, and he's a wonderful being, a wonderful assistant. I've had many interaction with him. We send greetings, and we thank him for. He's really the one who's like supervising the whole process of evolution from the Akashic ground level. Also, wanted to talk about dragons. Dragons are mythical creatures, but they used to exist in the physical plane on the earth. There's historical proof, as in the Middle Age. The text of the Middle Age talks about physical dragons, just as in China, they're also talking about dragons. And those society had no interaction before Marco Polo. So it's like they didn't create those beings. But dragons, they were polarized by men, and they did horrible things also. But there is a whole 90% of the dragon completely ascended into fifth and sixth dimension and seventh dimension. They are the keeper. They are elemental beings that are forgiven men, and they're the guardian of the sacred fire. They know anti-gravity. We're all connected to a dragon, which will teach us this anti-gravity principle and how to utilize the sacred fire for it's like when they breathe. It's like when we breathe oxygen, and we expire. We reject carbon dioxide. But for them, they have a different gas. So the gas that they reject creates, when it comes into contact with the atmosphere, creates fire. So that's why they don't throw fire, but it's their breath just comes into. So that's why it was like. But they're very wonderful beings. There is a little part, a few dragons with red eyes that are really, they went into darkness. They're still into darkness, and they're controlling all the Draco reptilians. The behind the scene, behind the Dracos, there is a dragon race that controls this whole thing. Do not pay attention to them. Just connect with the higher dragons, elemental dragons. There are water dragons, there are fire dragons. There's metal dragon, there is wood dragon, and it's earth dragons. For me, I'm on Chinese astrology, I'm a dragon, ascended dragon, but I'm a wood dragon. It is rather soft. But there are many elemental beings, higher beings that no longer exist within the physical planes, but they ascended into the ethers. But they're real beings, and if you have a contact with them, they love to go after negativity. They're very courageous. They're really wonderful beings, the dragons. For some people might think I'm completely crazy to say that dragons are real. They're real beings. But it's like the universe, as Shakespeare said in Hamlet. There's far more reality and truth in the universe than all our dreams and philosophy combined. The truth of the universe is far greater and more amazing and more rich, both in darkness and light. It's a lot darker than we think, but it's a lot lighter than we think as well. So keep an open mind and an open heart, and can work with the ascended dragon on the sixth dimension, the flames within flames within flames, and they're the so they can really they're good teachers. But they did get polarized by men, but they forgiven men so for their polarizations. For we have to understand that nature, life, and the universe, everything that functions within life and the universe, our body, the flowers, the trees, the stars, exist and continue to exist because of spirit force within them, elemental or otherwise. There is always an intelligent life that is part of every system of material of energy. There is not a single asteroid or planet that doesn't have a spiritual presence. Life is teeming, the universe is teeming with life. The whole of the universe was created to support life, and there is life everywhere, not necessarily physical life, material life. So it is very important to realize, to connect to our elementals within our body, also to see how to work with them, and to realize there is intelligent force within all systems of life. As we reconnect to the unified field, we're going to be able to reconnect to all kinds of the spirits of natures and so on. So, and those spirit beings, sometimes they do not understand how men can pollute and be so cruel and all that. Huh? But they're supporting the unfoldment of life. And but there is always spirit at work somewhere. Huh? It's always the life doesn't happen. It's not mechanical. It doesn't happen by itself. It's because there is an intelligence, hidden intelligence behind all things. And the creator has created beings he's delegated everything he can delegate. Everything is created beings to do all those things of all those universe. He just kept for himself the only thing that could never be delegated, such as the ministry of mortal men, for instance. So continue to dream at night, but daydream as well, and dream big, dream positive. It is very important. It's a very powerful tool to communicate with the higher planes and dimensions. And personally, I stopped trying to figure everything out. It's beyond my mind, because the things that are beyond the mind. So the physical mind. So it's like you can't really figure it out. You just embrace it. You receive it. And we're going to soon come to meet our soulmates. Our soulmates, we don't need to be completed by someone else. We are already complete. We are whole beings. But our soulmates will come to make us more, to really emphasize, to expand our reality. We'll be so much more together and more powerful. It's like an increase in wholeness. But it's not like we're incomplete without somebody else. But it will still add much meaning to our life. So much has been revealed when we are attuned to our spiritual guidance, our intuition. We're getting a lot of glimpse. We're getting a lot of guidance, and still there is a lot of mystery. God is keeping a lot of things very mysterious for us to surprise us at the right time. For me, it's both on my personal and professional life. There is still, I've been revealed so much, but there's still mysteries, and sometimes I doubt it because there is no manifestation, and I feel like there's energies that are completely out of my control. And so, but I have faith, and I return to center when that happens. But what's happening is that as we become more authentic, we become more and more magnetic. So we won't have to do so much to make things work. Things are going to work naturally. And this new moon at 0° Virgo is going to be very powerful. Huh? It is like it is really anchoring new energies of purity. And but continue to cultivate self-love and trust in your own way, having peace and compassion, and because there is love. Love is the whole point of reality in this universe. To experience love. For God is experiencing love on such a high level. He loves it all. He supports it all. As we want to embrace the whole truth of God, we have to come to the reality of we need to support, we need to sustain, we need to accept, we need to love it all, the pure and the impure, the whole package. And so it is challenging. But so there is the love we give and the love we share, and the love that we receive. And so this is very important to always realize that love is always a matter of relationship, and love something or someone. It's like cannot but most important things at the end is the love we feel. If you fell in love with somebody that doesn't love you, the mind will tell you, well, it's not enough to love. You want to fulfill that relationship, and and that create emotional pain. But in truth, unconditional love can love without having to be reciprocated. Teaches detachment. We are also to realize that all the pain we'll feel will eventually turn into love, and all the sorrow we experience will turn into joy. Those who are afraid to feel the pain and the sorrow will be limited in the experience of love and joy at the end of their process. But there is no end, really, in the process. For the life is eternal. It will always unfold. There will always be new level. Whatever we experience is an antechamber to something else. It's a universe within universes within universes. It never ends. Yet there are turning points and there are plateaus. We seek this turning point, this point of freedom, so we can reach the next plateau. Then we'll be facing new challenges. What is going on is that we're becoming consciously the author, the director, and the main actor of our own life. And then we hired many other actors to play within our own life. But the thing is also we have to accept that there is a great deal of lack of interest in spiritual liberation from humanity. Most of humanity is waiting for a savior. They're waiting for the extraterrestrial. They're waiting for some political leader. Most political leaders are not interested in freeing the people. They're interested in their own power game and their own self-gratification. So just it's important to accept that liberation will come from you and your connection to the Creator, your source. But it's not easy to go through it. It's a very challenging path to go through all our inner shadows, to transcend all our limitation, to know that there is truth and freedom at the end. But at the end, we'll only get what we gave. Huh? It's like we only achieve what we strive for, and what we are able to handle. For each step we make, the universe will make 100 steps in our direction as well. So we do have a lot of assistance from our guide. But there is no ascension without doing the inner work. So it's not going to come by a magic stick or a magic candle. It's God coming from the sky and delivering everybody, throwing them in paradise. We have to do the inner work. Nobody can do the inner works for us. But we're always supported and guided. We're always getting a glimpse of the reality future when we tune into that heart frequency of the soul. But it's only a glimpse until we're fully ascended. For now, it's a partial ascension, but it's better than nothing, and we're moving little step by little step. If we are sincerely intended to return to our source, to return to the Creator, to our original point of creation, our eternal self. For the source and the gods of all creation have a lot of compassion for humanity, but they also have the responsibility that they assume the consequences of their action. We've created everything we've created. We have to assume even in past lives, and so everything we experience is a result, a product of cause we ourselves have created, and we have to accept that. And there is no victim in truth, and we have to stop playing victim role, because it is the end of the cycle. So it's like eventually God wants us to become wise and compassionate co-creator in the new world. So he will accept to suffer more with us until we actually assume the responsibility of our thoughts, our intention, of our words and our creation. That being said, there is going to be a lot of disclosure, a lot of revelation about the dark, the actions of the dark, to liberate humanity from its self-imposed limitation and prison. There is a great purification that is on the way, as well as galactic technologies that will come to assist in the restoration of the planet and the freedom with the new financial systems and all that. But there's still the inner work will still be required, and the solar flash will also assist. Well, my friends, I hope this message was interesting for you. Thank you very much for your donations, if you can. That really assist me right now in surviving those times until I can find my point of freedom, which is near. Maybe I was going to introduce the idea of this amazing project. I have this unique project I'm preparing for a very long time. There's a whole history behind it. It started in 1990, around 1989, 1990. So it took a very long time, and it grew and expanded. But I'll talk about that maybe once I put the first stone on the ground of the edifice of that project. And so and I said, so I thank you very much. Don't forget to subscribe, to like, to share, and to comment as well. I'm going to pull a few cards. And so but this project is very, very exciting. I'm really eager to get it started. At first, it was intentionally to start very small and to grow organically. But from what Spirit is telling me, it's going to start as something major already. Right away, go into an expanded version of that idea, which is wonderful. It is beyond. It is like a dream, a vision that will be manifested and realized. It will take about 20 years of work to get it, and then other people will take over. But I know I still have 15 to 20 years of work to set everything up. And the card of the day is so I'm eager to start it as soon as possible. The card of the day is the compassionate. It's called the equitable being. It's about being transparent, being fair, being just. We're coming into Virgo. Virgo is then we're going to move into Libra. Libra is so we need to purify it in order to be able to be transparent, to be sincere, to be honest. It's very much about a card of justice as well. What we need to do is the higher wisdom is trust. This is a little fairy that's awakening. I have a little fairy that's her name is Annabelle, and sometimes she comes to see me. There's fifth and sixth dimensional beings. I've been to this fairy kingdom. It's like there's so many of them. They're wonderful beings. Not easy for her to come to see me here because there's a lot of buildings and concrete and all that. But we still stay in touch through the inner channel. And what we need to understand is the yin. It's things are unfolding naturally, and the divine love of the one mother, the receptive mode. We need to understand to be always in a receptive mode. What we need to do is to connect to our tribe. There's people that we need to meet personally, sentimentally, romantically, and professionally. We need to come together as one. Co-creative force. We need to start getting, and the outcome will be the destinies. And we're really, as we transcend all our old soul contract, we are able to move into our destiny path. So I'm going to show some few paintings here. This one's very crystalline. I'm eager to see them framed. Sometimes when you have paperworks or canvases, you have to, or drawings, and you want to see how good they are, you have to put them up on the wall and look at it for a few days. Every time you pass by, you will know if they really stand, if they're really complete and finished by putting them up here. I cannot do that, and I can't really do anything other sorts of work from here because I don't have a studio. I'm working on a corner of a table. But very soon, and I'm going to review 95, maybe a little bit more than 95% of those paintings are completely done, completely finished. But there may be for 5% of them that will need to before they're framed and cataloged, they will need to maybe a little something on them. But I was going to rework on this one, but if I touch anything, it's gonna change totally the painting, and it would be too bad. Those ones I showed yesterday, but they were not finished completely, so I started reworked on them a little bit. More balanced now. It was just one of them that I was completely finished, but this one is more balanced now also. A lot of action in those paintings, and this one is new. I didn't want to touch it. I think there is too much of a balance and an harmony within this painting that I don't think I wanted to touch it. So I didn't think of a song. We'll probably go back to music sometimes and maybe get a musician to play with. It'd been those a cappella exercises were kind of interesting. It allowed me to feel more confident and to work out some of my to prepare myself for maybe playing on stage. I've never really played a stage. Once I sang in front of an audience, but only once, and I've never really been on stage yet, so it'd be a new experience. So the card of the day is compassion. I'll probably do small stages before I go into big stages, but I've had vision long time ago. I was so it's compassion. It's about loving yourself and loving others, to doing good deeds around you and as much as possible, and do not wait that the good deed find you. Try to go towards the actions of compassion. The more compassion we have, the more lucidity we'll get, and the more courage will unfold within us. I remember many years ago, I had this vision that came into my vision. I was on a stage in Washington, D.C., and there was the obelisk, and there were like 1 million people in front of me, and I had this red electric guitar, and I was performing on this stage. And so the next day, I went to buy a red electric guitar, but it's like something potential for the future. I didn't have the chance. I know a little bit piano, but I'm not really an expert in guitar. But practice a little bit. I'm probably going to go back to it when I get my home. I'll get musical instruments and a recording studio so I can test out some ideas and write some songs. So the higher wisdom is purification. With this Virgo energy, there is really the opportunity for a great deal of purification. Happy birthday to all the Virgos, by the way. For what we need to understand is well-being, whatever, to turn to well-being and to take care of yourself, compassion, love, self-love, very important. What we need to do is righteousness, to be not to believe that we're always right, but to align with the truth, to align with that which is right, we know is right, that do no harm is the golden rule. And the outcome is a learning process. It's apprentissage. It's all about the learning process. We are being groomed to become ascended masters. God in this universe, we're going to be able to replace the spiritual aristocracy. For the ascended master are the spiritual aristocracy. After the ascension, the new humanity will have achieved. It won't be that many, unfortunately, because people are not interested enough in the spiritual ways, but they'll be able to continue their ascension, and we'll be able to replace them in holding those frequencies. Some of them will stick around, but some of them will return to the source or go to higher planes when they'll be free. Right now, they're all in service to the planet, so do not hesitate to call on us, to call on them, just as all the spirit realm is really waiting for our call. Well, my friends, I thank you very much for your support, for liking, sharing, commenting, subscribing, for your donations. If you want a private consultation, feel free to send me an email. I wish you a wonderful day, a wonderful Sunday, and I'll talk to you later. Namaste.